I'm going to share how I work with dreams in somatic sessions. And so the first thing is that we never really say that we analyze a dream or we try to interpret the dream, because that feels like it gives the hierarchy to us or the conscious mind, and it kind of like disempowers the true potency of the unconscious, which knows so much more than we cognitively know. So in depth psychology and somatic dream work, we often say we befriend the dream. We treat the dream like a guest. We invite it into our home, and the home here is a symbolic reference of our conscious mind, and also our presence, our time, our energy. And it's like welcoming the dream into the home, offering it a seat, offering a cup of tea, and then having a conversation with the dream, like really trying to get to know it as we would a friend. And the three ways I befriend the dream are alliterations of the alphabet A. So there's association, amplification, and animation. And this is how I also work with clients when they bring their dreams into somatic alchemy sessions. I'll share a bit about them. So association is what I shared in the previous video of the people, the place, the situation that we dream of, the landscape. What is it that comes up for us? What do we think about those places? What are some judgments we might have of these places, these people? What are the outstanding traits and features of these images? And it points to that specific or reflective part of our psyche. You can think of it as that part of us having a voice, having airtime of our attention and speaking to us through the dream. So that's association. And amplification would be what are some cultural references or cultural interpretation, symbolism of these images, these places. An example might be like Lunar New Year coming up. So what would be the cultural symbolism of Lunar New Year? Maybe if we dreamt of a school, what are cultural meanings of school, of education? And I do this amplification and association hand in hand, because yes, while there are bigger references, and it's called like the collective unconscious of symbolism, which means that it's very general. It is, as its name suggests, like a collective known meaning of it. Like Wicked, what does Elphaba mean? What does Galinda mean? In terms of like who are the characters and what do the characters kind of represent. And then there's also like the personal associations of what does Elphaba mean for me in my life? How does an aspect of Elphaba within myself show up? And am I trying to repress a certain part of myself that maybe these characters kind of really amplify for me? And it's usually in dreams, it's these repressed parts wanting space to speak. So that's association and amplification. And the last one would be animation. And this is when sometimes I use art or I use psychodrama, whereby we bring the dream out to life, outside of our mind, into something that we can see, something tangible. So something that I learned was to pick out the most significant image of the dream. It doesn't have to be the ending image, although the ending image is super significant, but it can just be a memorable image of the dream. We paint it, we make art, we sculpt it, or we enact it out, and then we see from the animation of it, like bringing it to life, what message is to be revealed. And I feel like this is so powerful because it doesn't mean that the dream is done, complete, full stop, but it allows for the dream to continue existing, continue expressing itself. And when we do that, we are truly honoring our unconscious, holding space for the parts of themselves that don't really have airtime in our waking life, for us to develop a very, very intimate relationship with it. And it takes practice. It takes for us to really slow down, and it also takes for us to like withhold trying to put meaning on the dream before it gets a chance to like breathe and mature in its own right. I hope that was helpful.